Hello! Hey, it's me, Cam, host of Hey, How Are Ya with Cam Kreitner. I like doing these little pre-pod messages just to get you nice and warm, ready for the show. Today we have a wonderful guest. I'm really pumped for y'all to hear this episode. It's a guy I've known for what seems like forever. As long as I've been a comedian, he's been there every step of the way. I love this guy a lot. I think he's a genius. And he's just such a goofball. Okay, here it is. Enjoy the episode. Bye. Hello and welcome to Hey, How Are Ya with Cam Kreitner. It is wonderful conversations on above mediocre recording equipment. I am here with such a wonderful guest. I've really known him for a majority of my adult life, what I would consider my adult life. I look up to him greatly, more than he'll ever really understand. He is an absolutely brilliant clown. You can catch him performing under his regular name, which I'll reveal soon, or Mr. Cardboard, which is his brilliant character, which is, to me, just him. He is a amateur guitar player and slightly above amateur parkour artist. And I would say slightly above that dancer and slightly above that singer. And that's how I would rank some of his many, many skills. Hello and welcome to the pod, Miles Calderon.
And hello and welcome to thank you to having me.
Miles, I have to ask everyone. Mm-hmm. Hey, how are ya?
I'm doing great. I have the flavor of banana in my mouth because I just ate a banana.
Yeah, I asked Miles to bring snacks to the pod, and he brought the crunchiest chips imaginable.
I brought banana in every form. We have tostones maduros.
Yep.
The sweet ones. We have some salty ones. And then we have a variety pack, mofongo party mix.
It looks really great.
We have banana as pig skin and banana as cassava.
Banana as pigskin.
Pass me the rock, you know?
Yes, man. But how are you? Are you good? Just banana in your mouth, or?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I've been. I don't know. I feel like I've entered into a long, continuous transition period.
About when did it start then?
I don't know. I think what after I got out of college.
Yeah.
Then it's just you're just kind of constantly
changing.
I don't know if that's true. I've settled in the middle, but I'm making a new show, and so that's taking up a lot of my brain space.
Yeah,
and I'm
well, tell us about the show. Tell us about your art. Tell us about what you do.
I like to think of myself just generally as a performer.
Yes. Apologies for calling you a clown.
No. It's not even in a critical way, because I am a clown. Mm-hmm. But how do I identify? I'm oh yeah, I'm a performer.
Yeah.
You know, Andy Kaufman called himself a song and dance man.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's didn't call himself a comedian. But I think of myself that way sometimes. I'm what I'm there to do is just give the audience something.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, then what
form I'm doing it in?
It's give them anything for you. I mean, you must have something that if you could call your shot, something you'd want to give to them 99.9% of the time. What would it be?
I was talking to my friend Danielle Maceda.
Another lovely performer.
Yeah, performer clown. And I was describing the feeling I want to give the audience. And we both have a deep love of words.
Yes.
And I was saying post-coital. I want them leaving the show feeling post-coital.
Wonderful.
But yeah.
Expound on post-coital.
Expound on post-coital. I think we were joking because that's not exactly what I want. But it's a great amount of catharsis, whether it's emotional or through humor, but just a release in the moment. And I think I don't know, I've seen shows where I'm just watching the performers and I'm crying because I'm wow, it's so awesome someone can be that free. And like
When was the
laughing.
last time you felt that way?
Oh, I don't know. I think like
Or one in a recent memory? Because when you're talking about it, you
Yeah.
definitely had an image in your head.
well, yeah, no, I mean like I think the first time I came to New York as an adult and saw a show at the Bell House, I was like watching some drag performer and I was like really like just so yeah, overcome with like an experience of like wow, performance you can give so much.
Yeah.
You can really feel like utterly taken over, and I think that should be the standard for any time you're getting on stage.
Yeah, and I mean that's a difficult standard to achieve. And I also think it's really interesting that you are moved so much by a performer that you can't necessarily remember the name or necessarily what they did, like
Yeah.
the specifics. There's like it's kind of like an obsession with words, yes, but it's like the words aren't really the most important part. It'll always be, at least for me, it'll be the emotion that comes across, what's being given, what's being taken, what's being offered, what's being rejected. And so I think it's interesting that you want to make them feel so specific in a way.
Yeah.
But he's investigating his next snack.
Well, I did bring the crunchy snack, and it's like I should be talking.
Dog, just do it. You think? Give me one. Give me one. They're far away. Let's embrace it, dude. Let's play. You loved, Miles. If there's one thing that I think I know about you is you love to play.
Well,
Oh,
but I also love words.
Yeah, so the counter side to that conversation was like obviously I don't just want to like have them feeling released with nothing else. Like I think a lot of what inspires me or like at least gets me started on a path is like what do I want for an art form, or like what do I want to see in other people's work. So like I think specifically with like clown, well, I think starting with like comedy, I was like people don't take this seriously enough, or they don't set a high enough bar for themselves.
in comedy, you were saying?
I think in a lot of performance, I think I felt that way, in college, and it only got,
Frustrating for you. I mean, I'll be the first to say it. You would get pretty. I would get frustrated with your frustration.
yeah,
I mean, I remember we would butt heads, just because I'd be like, ultimately you'd be like, I'm not relaxing for very valid reasons for me. I'd be like, I hear you, but stop. That'd be a lot of our conversation.
well, it's like I'm president of a college sketch troupe, and
And they're not the army,
but yeah, it's like I'm like, I know that we're all here because we want to be at the level that we want to, and I cannot control that.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, why are we even doing this if we're not trying to preserve a little bit of like, or create a little bit of magic for the people who are experiencing it?
Yeah.
Like we're taking their time and we are asking them to come watch us. And our side of the deal is that we give them something incredible.
I'm very obsessed with the deal.
Yeah.
With the audience. I don't know. It might have been you who I remember having conversations about the social contract with the audience, like early on into comedy. Because I met Miles in our college improv troupe. He's a year above me. And so as long as I've been, I've been a funny guy. I've done comedy before college, but I think I really started doing it in school, in college. And so you've seen me every step of the way. And I think it was around that time hanging out with you guys where I was like, well, if we're giving them a free show, right? Because we'd give them a free show every week. It's like, well, what do we owe them? And I found it fun. And I honestly really appreciated learning how much I could give in a week. And I learned it was more than just, fart noise improv. It's like, let's throw a theme on there. Let's have some fun. Let's do some work,
Yeah. And I think part of like the somatic catharsis can come and is like there's a path to achieving that through like engaging with ideas.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be, it's not like you're hooking yourself up to a shock machine. It's like your brain and your emotions are opened up when you're confronting ideas that maybe you've been holding on to, or places that you don't normally go. And so it's like, yeah, the ideas that you're conveying do matter and are part of this larger experience that is like wanting to experience the sublime like togetherness of being in a room and laughing.
Yeah, I mean that is also the catharsis of it. The post-coital.
Leaving them feeling post-coital.
Tell me about your journey in clown, because my perspective from having known you before and knowing you after is that it was exceptionally transformative. And maybe I'm putting the word exceptionally where you might find a lot more nuance.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear about it.
Well, I think so many things. I think all the time.
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
And so I think all the time. And so I was thinking, actually.
That's my Slavoj Žižek impression.
Yeah.
There is an exceptional amount of things, and so on, that I could say about the thinking. I love that dude.
I don't know who that is.
Slavoj Žižek.
Slavoj Žižek.
He's a Slovenian philosopher.
That's cool.
He like comments on pop culture and stuff, but he's rad. But what was I saying?
Doesn't matter. Say
Yeah,
whatever you want.
no. But it was good. I can't.
Transformative.
Yeah.
You think a lot about things.
Yeah, I think the art of clown is a lot about sharing yourself, as like having authentic reactions, like being open, and as my teacher Philippe would say, like the clown is very close to you. Like the character is really far away. It's like you're trying to disguise yourself in the character, and the clown you're trying to like reveal yourself. His teacher, Jacques Lecoq, called the red nose like the tiniest mask. But I think like the origin of it is like, as opposed to other masks that like, hide your face, the red nose like points the attention to the center of it so he can actually see the rest of you better.
It's a bullseye.
Yeah, it's a bullseye. And so I think in the work of getting better at clown, the work is getting more in tune with yourself, learning how people see you, good and bad, and learning to like be okay with that, and like use it, but also like submit to it. It's like you are yourself, and there is something funny and playful about you, if you're willing to not deny that.
Support for this podcast comes from Christoph von Munchau and Spaghetti. 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 All right, back to the pod. That's right, that was real. So when you were studying clown, I imagine you got up, and you did something, and it sucked.
Actually, that was most of it. They call it the flop.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had been in an improv context for so long.
Yes.
Which was like, don't try to be funny. Like, the pressure is off from being funny because funny things will happen. You will discover them. And you have the safety net of your team that you're really close with.
That have your back, yeah.
That have your back. And clown, it's like, march out on stage and be funny. And that, is an exercise made for failure.
Certainly.
Yeah. Like, it's not designed for you to succeed at it. But when you do, like, that's also like, it means something.
No, I don't think you should do anything where you're gonna fail.
Yeah, but I think
kidding.
I think it's like specifically designed for you to fail at, which is not necessarily always an exercise that's worth going into.
I mean, but you aren't told that you're gonna fail. When you're like, I mean, you're probably made aware from other people, but I'm sure your professor, your teacher, wasn't like, you are going to fail at this,
Yeah. They, I left the school thinking like, wow, I just went to cheating and lying school, because all of the exercises in some way are kind of designed to be too hard or impossible
Yeah.
in a place where it's like they want you to be in the shit, like be in authentic trouble and learn how to like deal with it on stage in front of people and share that. And they also want you to learn how to like be a little cheeky, like there are rules and you as an artist are meant to break rules. And so here, let's set up the things and let's give you some guidelines so that you can learn what is a fun way to break rules and what's like a heavy or, fascist or like ugly way to break them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I left being like, wow, my instinct is to cheat and lie all the time now.
And how has that served you?
Yeah, it's great. I love my girlfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. Oh, and you've said love recently, or did it happen? Like when did it happen? Have you said it yet, or is it like
we say it all the time. We got to the stage where it was like we first said it and it was like
Yeah, when was this?
We started dating in August.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Good
seeing
month.
each other at the Edinburgh Fringe, and then came back and we're kind of like, what's gonna happen? And then we just kept seeing each other like every day for as much as we could. And so then we were officially dating in like November.
Mm-hmm. And
so I think shortly after that, or maybe even shortly before that.
Yeah.
Probably shortly after.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's what's been going on in my life.
I mean, that's big, especially for a performer. It's hard to find that.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you're a liar and a cheater, but not for her.
Not for her.
No, not for her. When's the last time you lied or cheated me? I guess you don't think about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, like there's, I think my instinct, like I'm much quicker to say something that's not true.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference between like actually deceiving or like having fun to deceive without the intention of like being harmful.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, I just really wanted to put you in some real authentic trouble, and I think I failed.
Put me in the shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm too.
I don't think I could.
You could.
I could figure it out. But I think it would take me more tries than I would be willing to do, specifically because I don't like putting people in trouble.
Yeah.
That's like, it's interesting because I've thought a lot about, personally on my own journey with art, about like the answers to things, whether it's performance or life. You need not reach out for them. They are not over there, They are much closer. They come from within. They're much closer to you than you think.
Yeah.
Even if you're afraid to look inside,
Yeah.
And so, like, that understanding and then being in it, like, the last place I want you to feel while we talk for the next, however many minutes is in the shit or in trouble, Well,
it's also fun to be there. Like,
yeah.
Like, if it's authentic and it's like, if I find a place where you're a little, like, squirmy.
I mean, you can get me there.
Yeah.
And I'm fine being put there personally. I just don't think I've ever really enjoyed like the only people I enjoy doing that to are people I've known for like super long outside of a context like this.
I think it's like tickling someone where you're tickling them.
I'm exceptionally ticklish.
Right? Yeah. I could
There's not enough video watchers for come back in a year when it's super popular and you can tickle me live.
Okay. I won't do that. No, but yeah, it's like you're having fun. They're like, stop. That's the kind of shit that's like fun to be in.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I gotta figure this out, but
and you're the one being tickled? You the clown or the clown's the tickler?
Both.
Okay.
I think it's fun for the clown to like be just kind of sound, I'm making you laugh.
Yeah.
But I think it is a lot of fun to also be in the shit and to watch someone in the shit, like really searching, trying to figure it out.
Certainly.
Yeah.
When you got up and failed and sucked and flopped, as he goes for his next bite of the snack.
There's gonna be a long question, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a long question. So I've done
I'm
a
ready.
preamble.
I'm ready.
Okay. When what part of yourself as a performer were you most surprised to see that you had to cut the fat off of, for lack of a better term?
Yeah.
But like you definitely cut off the fat as like that's something I've perceived in you. I'm sure you perceived it in yourself. You're obsessed with words and thinking.
David, my teacher from Spain, was doing a con exercise with us, and I got up, and I was kind of feeling a little bit more comfortable, or like whatever it was. I was getting up there and like, confidently being funny.
Yeah.
The only problem was people were not laughing.
Yeah.
Or like were not laughing to the degree that they should, to a high enough standard. I was getting maybe some laughs. And David, hits the drum, turns around to the rest of the class and goes, "Wow, what a funny guy. Isn't he being so funny?"
Oh man, I think I'd quit comedy after that.
No, but it's like,
I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
it's so true. It's like sometimes we get into this space of like, this is the shape funny might be.
Yeah.
Or like, this is what funny sounds like. I think about this with stand-ups all the time. It's like, you're making jokes inside of the world of humor that don't pertain, humor.
Yeah.
That don't pertain to the world that we live in.
It exists kind of in its weird own little vacuum.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's a separate cheekiness. I think there's a cleverness to stand up where it's like wordsmith, like I'm reading. It's like when I do a good puzzle, It's like, I'm glad I was able to figure that out with them,
Yeah. I think maybe I'm talking about more of a specific like flavor, but like people who are like overly graphically talking about sex, or
Sure.
I feel like I would see this with like Atlanta comics. Everybody's like, yeah, my mother has drinking problem. Like, not even real. They're just like making up these kind of worlds that are like deeply tragic.
Sure.
They're gonna kill themselves. They're like, their parents have used them. Whatever. Like,
I guess my hope is that, even though I'm not loving that stand-up all the time, my hope is that those worlds are true, But I imagine not all of them are. There's no way each of them are completely true to them,
Yeah, it's just like, you are doing this, and maybe it's getting laughs, but it's like you're playing in a world that is like the world of humor.
Yeah.
And not like the world of like stand-up comedy world, and not like an authentic one to yourself. And it's like, yeah. And I think I was playing in like the comic actor. They use that as like an insult.
Yeah.
Comic actor.
I think that's where I would land if I went.
You're trying to be like to Bill Murray or whatever, and not actually connecting with the people and the situation around you.
Clown scares me, man. It's scary, and I know it's on purpose. I know it's beautiful. I know it's wonderful, and it's something that if I had to do, I would do. Or if I it's something that would not take me a lot of effort to ultimately commit myself to doing. I do really believe in the end. There is just an exceptionally daunting road. It's every capital C clown I've ever spoken to has given off this vibe that like they went through some sort of mirror to the face that just really ripped them apart in a way, and it's like I'm happy they came out on the other side. They all seem to,
Yeah, it's like, I think there is still more growth for me to do in that. I'm making this show. I'm kind of like relearning the character.
Yeah.
The show I'm making is called The Passion of Mr. Cardboard. And
Tell us a bit about Mr. Cardboard. Just give us the show.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk more about how you're relearning stuff.
Mr. Cardboard is a character I first started doing at Gaulier Clown School, independently, and then I matched up with a another performer, Levi Meltzer, there, and we did a little 10-minute whatever, and it was successful. So we started bringing it out into, doing spots in London, and then we're looking to bring a show to the Edinburgh Fringe, and so we committed and made a full hour-long show with these two characters.
And it was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. I got to see it when you brought it over here to New York. It was. I felt like you had found someone you really, really play well with.
Yeah.
As a person and as a performer.
I love Levi. I'd say he legitimately would piss me off on stage, and like I'd be like really frustrated with him because he's like great at putting me in the shit.
Yeah, he was good at that.
Yeah, and then I would just like authentically be in the shit, and I'd have to like, save face and also manage this problem, and it was an awesome dynamic that we had.
I really enjoy how much you put yourself in the shit, because you are also so good at putting up, like, that's something that you've always been pretty good at before Clown, was being the shitter, and like I did a show with you recently where I got to put you in the shit a little bit, and I was like, I've never really gotten to do this to Miles, because Miles like either wouldn't let it happen to you, or just would always be doing it before anybody else could.
Yeah.
But you've really been putting yourself in a place where you are trying to moderate more than I think you naturally would tend to.
You mean like, yeah. I think I'm like making myself the straight man character more.
Which is not your typical vibe, I would say.
Yeah. I think I like to be cheeky and like playful. I think this in my normal life too. It's like once someone else has the responsibility, I go nuts. Like I just like find myself doing anything. And then once I feel like I have to be in charge or things aren't being taken care of, then I like really tighten up into like, administrator. I think most people do that too. Like if they feel the freedom and comfort, and I think that's true of an audience as well. They have to feel safe before they can laugh. They have to feel like the performer is taking care of what's going on, so I can relax and like, laugh along.
But you're busy with this new show now with Mr. Cardboard.
So
the passion of Mr. Cardboard.
Yeah. Levi lives in London, and I've been doing this character separately for a little bit now, and it makes a lot of sense that I do a solo show because that's kind of the dominant form of how clowns
get booked now.
Yeah, put themselves into the world, and so making the show, and the idea is Mr. Cardboard is ridiculous in his image, in the way he carries himself, but the parts I loved about the other show, and this is back to like what inspires me, it's like we loved the idea of like playing with authentic drama. We talked about like manipulating the audience's emotions.
Ugh, I love Gravity. I love when something so crazy, like if you get, forgive me for giving away one of your rules here.
Yeah.
But if Mr. Cardboard gets wet, he dies, and it's said effectively to like that every time, and it's after this like beautiful bout of play, and it's like everyone's like, like that's always my, like whenever that line gets a good reaction during a Mr. Cardboard show, I'm always so elated because it's like, yeah, there's stakes. I love when there are stakes that feel real, even though the second the curtain drops, they were never real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the whole thing, like, I think I like to engage with it at a meta level, and, like, that's what's informing me being someone who, like, wants to keep working on this character. Because it's, like, I think he speaks to an area of clown and comedy at large that is kind of underserved, which is, like, authentic pathos, like, playful melodrama, and then, like, vulnerable imagination, like just he's really playing.
That's heavy.
He's really playing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he's able to like alchemize these other kind of elements.
Support for this pod also comes from my mom, who wants me to say this. Shout out to Phil Guller. He is kicking cancer's ass. Phil Guller is my grandpa. I love him very much. Hashtag Pop Pop Strong. All right. Love that guy. Love my mom. Love you guys. Here's more pod. What about this show? What about right now? What about like why all of this now? What like something must be making this feel so present for you. And I'm intrigued to know what.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think like, you know, I'm getting into like, you know, I'm no longer like, I mean, I'm always learning, but I'm no longer in like a natal state. I'm like, these are actually the works that will define the kind of art that I make in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
That's a brave place to be, dude.
I love going to like modern art galleries because I look at them and I'm like, every single painting or statue or whatever that is in here is like somebody saying fuck you to the way that it was done before. It's like incredibly brave, and that's the reason it's remembered.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to like have delusions of grandeur. You have to have like this martyr complex. You have to like really imagine that something that never existed before could exist, and that is the way that it could be. And so I think like, I mean, definitely going to school in France like opened me up to the wide or the big power that like theater can have. And it's like, I want some of that, you know, massive power to be present when I'm doing a show, because also that's what we owe the audience. You know, they've come to expect something middling, and I would love to bring them something that blows their mind and leaves them feeling post-coital.
Do you give yourself credit for this, for wanting to do this? Because maybe this is just the clown of it all, but it feels like I guess in my shoes, I need to often pat myself on the back when I'm doing something difficult, to an extent where I feel like, and this is only because I know you, I've known you for so long, I feel like you would never give yourself that until until it's given by someone else.
I mean,
maybe never is a strong word, but you know what I'm saying.
I think people remind me to check in and give myself a pat on the back.
Good.
And I think even then I do kind of feel like I accept it, but maybe I brush it off more than I should.
Well, yeah, but like,
yeah. I mean,
as long as you're okay,
yeah.
You know, and it seems like you're okay. You seem busy, like physically, like as you said at the beginning, you've been caught up in this show. And I'm very, very fortunate to have time to kind of like pick it apart with you. Yeah. Thanks for giving me the space and the time to do so. But it's like you are caught up in it, you know? Yeah. It is the world that you're living in right now.
Yeah. And it's like, I would love to like, yeah, it's weird. It's like, I'm trying to like put so much effort and thought into what will then be an hour of someone else's life. But I want it to be a transformative hour. I want it to be an impactful hour. Like, and it takes a lot to orchestrate that, and also to come to terms with like, what are the things I'm trying to say? What are the places I'm trying to take someone? You know, what feels true? And yeah, and it's like, I know that work is not done yet. I know that it's still in development, and that it's not there. Yeah. And that it is promising, and it could be there. It has the potential to do those things to people, and it's not there yet. And so it feels like a big responsibility. Or like, my friend Bo is like working on a film. I told you this yesterday, right? That he says he feels haunted by it.
Yeah.
There's the weight and the pressure of like finishing this thing on his shoulder at all times when he's not working on it. And I do feel a bit like yeah, I'm like obsessed. I'm like, this has to be good. And actually, it's not anybody else's responsibility but mine.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's, I mean, it's like I feel like there are other things in my life that I don't care enough about that also haunt me. You know what I mean? Like it's like I think maybe you're even fortunate that a thing you love so much is the thing that's haunting you, and you're not necessarily as bothered or as haunted by things that would just make you tired of being haunted. Like Miles, I think you're a genius, and it's to be haunted by that kind of thing must be a blessing in disguise. Um, because like I don't think you're haunted about many other things in your life, where I imagine lots of other performers are. At least I can say that I get haunted very easily.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, like I put a lot on my plate. Like I'm also doing like this variety show,
Yes.
and that it feels like I've been neglecting that, and I'm like able to trust that like the performers will.
Hold you up.
Yeah.
And I mean, for what it's worth, that one is kind of like a sandbox.
Yeah.
Like it is really a sandbox, and there is an element of finding it there. I mean, I was the only guy that came to the rehearsal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and
True. But it's also like when you're putting on a show, you're throwing a party,
sure.
and it's like, oh, did I make sure to think about where the dance floor is going to be? Did I make sure to think about what time I want people to be getting out, and like if there's going to be cups?
Yes.
Like there's so many things like that go into hosting a good time, even though no one cares or knows what will happen at the party beforehand
until it's not there.
until it's not there. But it's like, yeah, there are plenty of logistic things. So I want to sell tickets. I want there to be a good enough density at this party that people feel comfortable like laughing and releasing together.
Oh God, making a party like a bit, because like,
Yeah.
I mean, Miles, I don't know how he did it. His first show at the UCB Theater, which I don't think it's too taboo for me to say, has not been selling great for like shows they've had for like they sell fine. Miles managed to sell out the UCB Theater on his first show there, seemingly out of. I'll say it. I was surprised. It was my first show at the UCB on that main stage, and I was like, what the hell? Like what the hell?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was like I was texting Tony, Tony Harkin, who works at the UCB Theater.
Cool,
Shout out.
cool person.
Because he had access to like how many tickets were sold, and I like wanted at least 70 people to be there, because I'd be like, that's half full. Everyone can cram into the middle section. That'll feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like 2 days before we hit that, and then like, he just keeps texting me like as the numbers are going up. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna suck.
Yeah.
And then we did, and it was amazing.
And I mean, it's like, and so you have this, you do have these other things that I'm sure are haunting you in smaller ways, but ultimately you aren't haunted. You have this trust in yourself. You might, I mean, maybe the word's not trust, but there's something going on about you, Miles, that seems like you're gonna be fine. And I guess this is your chance to tell me that's not the case, or the chance, like it's like where, like how, where,
Yeah.
like why, who, where,
Who?
who,
Where?
Dude, that's the fun part for me. The prep before. Who?
Anyway, I wrote down in my journal recently that anytime I write anyway, I feel like I've been doing it too much. It's like me like giving up on adding more nuance to whatever I was doing before.
Yes.
It was like anyway feels like giving up on a line of thought that could have gone deeper.
Well, yeah, but
But anyway,
I mean that's just how it works, man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
only so much time.
but anyway, you don't like spicy food.
No, not at all.
You have a bad tongue.
My tongue is fine.
Is it? I mean, but like it. Okay, relax on that. And hey, I'm anyway.
You don't know how
I'm-
at 6.
Yeah, I know what you got at 6 p.m. 1800 o'clock.
1800 o'clock. Yeah, I do it Euro style.
Worldly
Worldly.
proof.
I had something to say and it's vanished from the air.
That's fine. That means it wasn't meant to be said.
Yeah, I do have doubts, but I have kind of an internal commitment to myself that this is what I'm doing with my life, and so I know that it will happen, no matter what.
And folks,
he
he said that right to camera. You're a very brave guy, and maybe it's because, and this is half a joke, but I think something to consider. You can't see people. Yeah, like Miles's please remind me what the actual thing is.
Yeah, I got a condition called nystagmus, which makes it
Super nostalgic for things.
yeah. I'm like, remember that time in a past life when I could see well?
Yeah.
No, I just I can't drive a car or anything.
Yeah.
Or see far away too well.
Yeah.
But I've had it my whole life. And I do think there was like a degree of like, at some point growing up, I realized I was vulnerable in some sort of way, or like I had a curse, not a curse, but like maybe like a curse. Like there was something that was unchangeable about my life that was different from other people's. And then coming out on the other side of like feeling kind of like doom around difficulties with like school and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there is a bit of like, okay, well, let's have fun.
Yeah. Hey. Ho, ho, ho. It's Cam one more time. I'm here right before the end of the episode to let you know that, hey, yeah, those ads earlier, those were people that sent me $5. That's the game. That's what we're doing here. If you send me $5, I'll say anything you want as long as it's not bigoted, okay? So just think about it. This could be you. Are you thinking about something cool and not bigoted for me to say? Okay. All right, I trust you. All right, let me know. Enjoy the rest of the episode. You're almost there. Don't stop now. Keep going. You are doing what, I don't know how many younger folks in the comedy scene you speak to, because you're very busy and you do have a lovely community around you. But a lot of people refer to a little show called Stamp Town that you're a pretty big part of. You're a featured player in. It is like I was speaking to a guy the other day, and he's like, "This is the future of comedy, man." And it's like there's an interesting perspective for me as someone who's talking to this guy who knows you, who does understand the popularity of Stamp Town. I guess what I'm asking, I guess just talk about Stamp Town and then. Yeah. What does that story make you think of? Because it is something to consider with its popularity, is how big it is.
I first saw Stamp Town around the same time. The show I described earlier, where I came to New York, I stayed with our college friends, Lexi and Carter, and I saw a lot of like comedy on a big scale for the first time. I saw Stamp Town, like a very natal version. I said natal twice. I was thinking of saying early.
Everyone's mad at you.
I was thinking about saying early, but I didn't think that gave the quality that I liked. But yeah, I saw a very...
It was gestating still.
I saw a very baby version of Stamp Town, or like, I know the history now. So anyway,
like still laying foundational bricks. You know, yeah.
I think Stamp Town is like made from the act, and like this was a show that was primarily just stand-ups. But I still saw Zach, and I was like in a place where I was doing improv a ton, doing sketch, noticing that I didn't really like stand-up, but loved doing characters, and was like interested in Andy Kaufman and whoever, and I was like, there is another type of comedy out there. And I saw Zach, and I was like, I love the sounds, I love the props. I didn't know what clown was at that time.
Yeah.
But I was like, this feels like the future of comedy.
Yeah.
And I truly think it is. Like, I think like things are moving more live.
I agree.
where the experience of live is being valued more.
Which is wonderful. Like,
Yeah.
geez. Like,
geez, yeah.
but I do want to propose you this about it.
Mm,
I do feel, and it's smart of them to do this.
yeah.
I think it's brilliant. So I want it for everyone listening. I don't want y'all to think I'm a Stamptown hater or anything. I think it's brilliant. God, I wish I could be on that show. I'd invented it, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. It is interesting with the soundboard and the stimuli. There's so much it leans into the TikTok of it all, you know? And that's a very interesting thing for me as a artist, only because I don't F with how short things need to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm doing a long form podcast as we speak, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so I wonder what your take on the TikTok of it all is.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, you go to YouTube and it's like you teach your audience to have the attention span
That they need.
And it's like if you're making hour-long videos, people will stick around for hour-long concepts. In this realm of like stuff that provides a somatic response for an audience, you know, Zach and Johnny wanted to make a show that made people laugh. And it's like, that is what I wanted when I was in college, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to like laugh, and I was blown away at how hard people can laugh, you know, how hard a performer can make an audience laugh. And so I think like with Stimuli, you know, it is coming and meeting us where we're at.
Yeah.
I think, you know, now they post clips or whatever, and that's just
Well, certainly.
best practice.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know?
talking about the clip of it. Yeah, like I mainly mean like,
Yeah.
it like the form that's catching fire. Like I've never seen more shows use soundboards.
Yeah.
You know, and it's I think in part due to them. You know.
Yeah.
Embracing the like amount of things people can laugh at in any given instance.
Yeah.
And how those things can build is genius. It is just interesting because I believe it's training a less flexible audience. Me and you and friends that we have that are comedians, artists.
Yeah.
We're a very flexible audience because we I feel like I've met a lot of people who wouldn't have the tolerance for something longer recently because of the TikTok of it all.
I think maybe that is a misrepresentation of Stamptown. Like I think,
Please, yeah.
you know, it is meeting an audience where they're at, but it's also like notoriously a 3-hour show. And it's like, you know, when Zach performs solo, he like does his show that is meant to be, you know, an hour show, but it goes 90 minutes, it goes 100 minutes, it goes 120 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he's following every little thing and people are there for it, and he's being clear enough that people can follow along and enjoy it. And it's like there are moments where the energy is brought down and we're kind of suspended for longer periods of time. And yeah, it's not like in a Tarkovsky film.
Yeah.
Like the kind of like attention that we're giving to this thing, because it is like high stimulus, like it is a comedy. But yeah, I think there are more rhythms at play than just like constant.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
There, once again, thank you for that. I completely agree. Stamptown is brilliant. Stamptown is genius. I just haven't had the chance to discuss with someone that I know so well on the cast.
Yeah.
About, you know, just like things that I consider. Like I'm sitting there and loving every second, and then I'm like, okay, well, why? Like I'm leaving and then thinking about these things.
Yeah.
The show Stamped Up puts on is incredible. They don't need my plug, but boy, do they have it. You know. And you've enjoyed playing in there, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, like, I came to it as a fan. I, you know, had this training from Gaulier. The name Stamptown comes from the town where we all went to clown school.
Oh, really?
At Étampes. Yeah, which
Cool.
means stamps in French
Oh,
of some sort.
That's really cute. And, you know, it goes without saying, but Philippe did recently pass away.
Yeah, Philippe passed away. Yeah, I don't know. I had him.
You were his last class.
Yeah, I was in the like last group of people that had him, and I was clearly getting a version of a man that was like loved to teach, loved his students, really insightful, really tuned in sometimes, and then, other times he was like having senior moments or making slightly less sense. And it's like he's a guy that was playful and sometimes played into or was able to play off, his senility.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I got a very different Philippe than the people who got him 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And so the loss is like, I was his gardener. I would have meals with him. But
I didn't know you were his gardener.
yeah, I was the concierge for a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, it's a different sort of loss for me. And even students who like never had him. And it's way more about like the impact of the work that he's done and his philosophy.
Yeah.
And the community around. It was so beautiful to see how many people have been touched by this guy.
I mean, like that's,
Yeah.
people dream of a life led like his.
Yeah.
I mean, and so the concierge, is that just like one of the students that would hang out specifically to help him out, or is that like
No, like so I would clean the floors, and then sometimes I would sell coffee, to students before.
And did everyone do that, or is that just
No,
like
no.
the freaks? Like, was it to help pay? Like, what was the role there?
Yeah, it was like I hung out. So I was kind of a part of two different classes. So I did half the year in one section, and then I was friends with the people who were doing the gardening before, and so that was passed to me. And then I was just a trusted entity at the school that hung around, longer because I was there for a while.
Yeah.
And so then I was given jobs because I was willing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. It really was a whole life there for you. It wasn't just school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lived there.
Well, yeah, but like some people study abroad and they they go out or whatever. I don't know many people. And you weren't there long. You really weren't. You were there what 2 years?
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Year and a half. That's a lot of life a lot of life lived for a year and a half. I guess having spoken for as long as we have, I'm still figuring out how I want to end these things. I'm not too ashamed to admit it. But I'm gonna ask you the first question I asked you again.
Mm-hmm.
You can say the same thing. You can say something different. I don't care. It's your question, your answer. Hey, Miles Calderon, how are you?
I'm really good. Yeah, feeling grateful to have a friend like you. Feeling relaxed and less worried about the things that I was maybe more worried about earlier today. Confident that things will figure themselves out.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place. Yeah.
Great.
And I've eaten more banana.
Yeah, man. Miles, I love you, dude.
Yeah, I love you.
I'm so chuffed anytime I get to interact with you and dig. I meet a few people in my life who I really like to dig with, and I guess this podcast is an attempt for me to dig with everybody, and see what they want to dig about. But I feel like you are always so gracious to my offers of digging, because you'll go there with me, and then you allow me to go there with you, and I don't know. You're just a brilliant person, a brilliant friend, and yeah, man, I love you to death.
What do you do?
Great. We did it.
Tuning out.
Tuning out. Miles is good, everyone.
And then
Oh yeah, check him out. You just check him out.
check me out.
Check him out. Miles Calderon. Calderon. Mr. Cardboard. Mr. Cardboard.
Mr. Cardboard.
Mr. Cardboard.
It's a me.
Thanks for listening to Hey, How Are Ya? A brand new podcast. Thanks to everyone who's involved, being me, I guess. Thanks, me. Also, huge shout out to my brother, Andrew Kreitner, who is now learning that his original composition is the theme music for this podcast. Thanks, Andrew. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day. See you next week for a new episode. Bye.